Imagine that you meet someone for the very first time. Within a few minutes, you begin forming an opinion. You notice the way they speak, the way they listen, the way they treat other people. Without even realizing it, your mind starts answering one silent question. Can I trust this person? It is a simple question, yet it influences almost every relationship in our lives. Families are built on trust. Friendships survive because of trust. Organizations grow because of trust. Governments function because citizens trust institutions. And leadership begins only when people are willing to place their trust in someone. But have you ever wondered why trust is so difficult to build? The answer is surprisingly simple. Trust is never created by one big moment. It is created by hundreds of small moments. Every promise we keep, every responsibility we accept, every time our actions match our words, we make a small deposit into what I like to call the account of trust. The problem is that while trust takes years to build, it can be damaged in a single careless moment. That is why trust is one of the most valuable assets any person can possess. Many people believe that trust comes from confidence. I don't think that is completely true. Confidence may impress people, but character makes them trust you. Think about the people you admire the most. Is it only because they are intelligent? Probably not. Is it only because they are successful? Again, probably not. Most often, it is because you believe they will do the right thing even when it is difficult. That belief is trust. Now, let us connect this idea with public service. Imagine a district administrator making an important decision during a natural disaster. People may not understand every technical detail behind that decision, but if they trust the administrator, they are more likely to cooperate. The same decision made by someone who has lost public trust may create confusion, resistance, and criticism. This shows us an important lesson. Leadership is not sustained by authority alone. It is sustained by credibility, and credibility is earned through trust. The same principle applies to every profession. A teacher cannot inspire students without trust. A doctor cannot reassure patients without trust. A business cannot retain customers without trust. Even within a family, advice carries weight only when trust already exists. Trust is the invisible foundation beneath every meaningful relationship. There is another reason why trust is difficult to build. People do not judge us only by what we say. They observe what we repeatedly do. Anyone can make a good promise, but consistency is much harder. That is why trust grows slowly. It waits for evidence. It watches our behavior over time, and only then does it decide. Sometimes people ask, how do I earn the trust of others? I believe the better question is, am I behaving in a way that deserves trust? There is an important difference. Seeking trust is about expecting something from others. Deserving trust is about improving ourselves. When we focus on the second, the first often follows naturally. There is another lesson that life quietly teaches us. Trust is closely connected with honesty, but honesty does not always mean saying what people want to hear. Sometimes honesty requires difficult conversations. Sometimes it requires admitting a mistake. Sometimes it requires accepting responsibility when it would be easier to blame someone else. These moments are uncomfortable, yet they often strengthen trust rather than weaken, because people do not expect perfection. They expect sincerity. One mistake does not usually destroy trust. Trying to hide that mistake often does. That is why humility is such an important quality in leadership. The willingness to say, I was wrong, I learned something, I will do better. Those simple words require courage, and courage strengthens trust. Before we end today's conversation, I want you to think about one final question. When people remember you after many years, what do you want them to remember? Your achievements, your position, your success? Or do you want them to say, this was a person whose word could always be trusted? In the end, titles change, positions change, success comes and goes, but trust has the power to outlive all of them. Because success may earn admiration, but trust earns respect. So take care and all the best.